Hey everybody, this is Alex, and I am bunkered down in a library of all places. It is good to have you here, and welcome to our first ever Tab Youth Group Live. We are very excited for you to join us. Don't breathe into your microphones. We don't want to have whatever you're having. This is our first ever live stream, which means all kinds of things could go wrong. It could be chaos. Who knows? But we're just happy that you'll be along for this bumpy ride. Our hope is that you'll have a great time tonight, no matter what ends up happening. I see Karen and Lacey and Clara all in the chat. Good to see you all out there. One thing that you might not know about live streaming is that when you live stream, you're about a 40 seconds behind where the streamer's at. So it'll take a little bit for me to see your messages or for you to hear what I've already said. And it's just something you have to get used to. I see Wiggly Potato out there. It's nice to see you, Zane. So at points tonight, we may fumble around. We may have some issues with computer, with lag, with all kinds of things. Who knows? But our hope is that this is a worthwhile time for you. Feel free to chat along in the chat room and enjoy yourselves that way. Just be nice to one another and keep it clean, or one of our moderators will come in and crush you and all of your feelings. I hope that you guys are all well. It's been a busy couple weeks here in Goldendale as well as the rest of the United States, and as we figure out, um, we figured out that we can't meet anymore in person for a little while, but we still wanted to stay connected. We think it's important to see each other or at least hear each other's voices, and so we'll be in contact with you and things like that. Um, so we're going to have all kinds of different things as we go along. We're going to finish up tonight's time with a little bit about what we're looking for going into the future, and especially as we enjoy our time in quarantine together. Hey, I see Mitch Shirts out there. It's good to see you, Mitch. We're going to take a moment. We're gonna play a game tonight, and our first game is actually a game that we're gonna be having my daughter join in on, and she spent some time today preparing for us some drawings. And so this game is called Drawings with Amy. And so Amy, why don't you head on in here, and we are going to play this game. Basically, Amy, she prepared for us 5 different pictures, and your goal is going to be that you are going to try to figure out what the picture is, and the first one to get that answer into the chat will win a quarantine point. And we're going to keep track of quarantine points over the whole time that we're in quarantine, and then you can redeem them at the end of our quarantine time. I'm not going to tell you what for, but you'll be able to use those. Hello, Monica, and as well as Reagan is watching, so it's good to have you here. So let's go to the first one. Amy, why don't you show them your first drawing? Don't tell them what it is, though. Go ahead and move it right up. Oh, I need to remove this. See, this is one of our first glitches right here. Amy, go ahead and show them that. First one to get that into the chat gets a point for quarantine. Let's see how you guys do. You think they'll get it, Amy? You don't know? Well, we'll see in just a second. Somebody guessed a unicorn. That's not correct. Let's see if anybody else can get this right. Flower. Same person guessing and still incorrect. Maybe if we move it a little closer, maybe they'll see it a little bit better. What could this be? Cheese. Nope, it's not cheese. Anybody else have guesses out there? A cool tree. Hey, we got our first point. Hey, Athena, it's good to have you here. Let's go with the next one. That was a jungle tree by Amy. Let's see if you guys can guess this one. Amy, go ahead and show them this one. Let's see. This is kind of a nice one. Uh, Wiggly potato throughout spring. We're getting warmer, but maybe not. Let's see. Let's see if we can get this. And again, there's a little bit of a delay here, so you might have typed it in when you earlier, but we'll see. Here we go with a new one. Let's see if you can get this. This is a beautiful drawing, Amy. What inspired your artwork tonight? You gonna say anything? No? I'll have you know that I wore this special red shirt just for everybody. Oh, James Tuning with the point. Oops, bumped our camera there. James Tuning scores the point. All right, put up the next one. This is Bob the Butterfly. Next one. Bob the Butterfly. So here's the next one. You guys are getting pretty good at this. We'll see if you can get this one. It's kind of hard to see with the coloration on my camera, but we'll see. This is a beautiful, beautiful drawing of something. What could it be? Well, I'm waiting for your answers to roll in. Again, it's great to have you out there, and hopefully you'll have a good time tonight as we do this. Yes, Zane, we want a cure. Yeah, we do. Oh, Athena gets the rainbow points. Good job, Athena. Let's move on to the next one. Amy, here's the next one. Good job, Athena. Let's see if we can do this. So, Amy spent, how much time did you spend drawing today?
I don't know.
You don't know? Was it like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 100 minutes? You don't know? Well, let's see. Probably a little too much silence on this end. Oh, a flower. That's close. Let's see if they can get it closer before I award points. If nobody gets closer than flower, then we'll give them the points. Oh, Clara Tuning with sunflower. This is sunflower named Bob. All right, the last one from Amy. This is your last chance at quarantine points now. So Clara gets the point for that one. It was sunflower named Bob, and then we had a rainbow before that, Bob the butterfly, and a jungle tree. And now we are going to look at this one. This one should be obvious. It is a pyramid with a mouth with three teeth in it, and it is got a licorice something or another. Let's see. Let's see if we can guess this one. Somebody can get this. By the way, if you notice that there is a lot of random comments that don't make any sense to you, it could be that you're behind on the stream and you just need to refresh your YouTube tab, and that might help. All right, I see unicorn. That was, I don't know if I give that to Wiggly Potato since he spelled it unicorner, but I will anyway. So let's go with Wiggly Potato, so Zane gets the point. So he has 2 quarantine points. James gets 1, Athena gets 1, and Clara gets 1. And that was actually Pegasus Unicorn named Bobby. So good job, Amy. Amy, thank you so much for all your help today, and we'll see you later.
Okay.
All right, love ya. All right, it's good to have you guys all here, and remember to remind your friends when you're texting them or Snapchatting with them or whatever that we still have youth groups at 7 o'clock, and they're more than welcome to join us on here. And you can always text them and remind them even as the service is going along, just so they can swing in and hang out with us. And you guys can again feel free to chat with one another during the service. Um, because that's what a chat room's for, and I don't take it as rude if you're in there chatting while I'm talking or anything like that. So don't worry about that. Clara seems very upset about this. All right, so I'm going to start with our message tonight, and I want to talk to you about when I first moved to Goldendale. When I first moved to Goldendale, we moved out to a house clear out on Box Canyon Road, and this is me with my dog Loopy out on. Zane wants a hug, so I'm going to give him a hug with my fingers. There it is. Um, anyway, we moved out to a house in Box Canyon Road, and it was way out. If you don't know where that's at, it's way down in the middle of nowhere. And when I was young, I always had a fear of the dark. I didn't like being in the dark, and I was afraid of the unknown of it. What could be there in the dark that I didn't see? Um, when I went to bed, I would lay there next to my window in my room, and I would have the curtains as tight as possible. Um, and I would just be laying there wondering what was right outside my window. Oh, I see Carter's there too. Hi, Carter. It's good to see you. Um, or good for you to see me, I guess. Anyway, but the reason I didn't want to open my curtains is I knew in my head that there was nothing there, but also in my head I knew that there was a man standing out there with a knife ready to kill me at any moment. And so I was terrified. And really, fear is kind of a strange thing. It um, it can come at any moment, sometimes for good reasons, and sometimes because we have an overactive imagination. At times, fear causes us to freeze, and at other times, it causes us to run away. We lose ourselves to the fear, and it becomes what's leading us around. Uh, we're living in a time when fear can easily overwhelm us. This is something completely new to us, what we're going through. We don't know what restrictions will come tomorrow, or the next day. We don't know what the end result of this virus will even be. We don't even know when the distancing measures will end. I just hope it ends before the beach retreat so we can go. What will happen if I get it? What will happen to my family? What's going to happen with school? Do I have to, if I'm Clara, do I have to repeat the grade that I'm currently in, or are we just going to go all the way through summer? What will happen with my job or my parents' job? How will I get toilet paper when I need it? When will I get to be around people again? The questions and the unknown are piling onto us, and we feel so overwhelmed at points. We just feel alone. We aren't alone, and we don't have to be overwhelmed at all. In the Bible, there's a king, and his name is David, and he knew a lot of pain and fear in his life, but he constantly chose to trust. He often showed this trust through his music, and in the Bible, it actually has a recording of one of those songs, musics, whatever that is. One of those songs in Psalm 9, 9 through 10, he even says this as he sings along, and you can sing along with me if you so choose. The Lord is a refuge for the oppressed and a stronghold in times of trouble. Those who know your name will trust in you, for you, Lord, have never forsaken those who seek you. Psalm 9, 9 through 10. Hopefully you sang along with me really loud in your house, just so your parents could hear. Some believe that this psalm was written about the fight and defeat of Goliath. Others about his own son who rebelled and overthrew him from being king, only to be killed and then David getting the kingdom back. Either way, it's David talking about a time when he was in fear, when he was in danger, when he didn't know what would happen next, and how he responded to that. When he was faced with fear, he turned and looked at God instead of fear. He sought God out as a place of refuge, turning to him in prayer. He saw how God was like a stronghold, a big castle of safety for him during the most difficult, stressful, and fear-filled time. Um, he then reminds the people that if they put their trust in God and seek him, he won't forsake them. I can read your comments, and I'm sorry that I didn't hit the falsetto earlier, and maybe next time, maybe I'll do another psalm at some point and really go falsetto on that. And Zane, I think that we could do an album, but it will not involve the same topic as what your last video was. And thank you, Lacey, for saying that I have a beautiful voice. And Clara, thank you for calling me special. And yes, I hope you enjoy your second year of 8th grade. Anyway, David here is really talking about how people need to trust in God in the hard times, just as he's trusted in God during the hard times. Um, when he says the word forsake, the Lord has never forsaken those who seek you. It doesn't mean that God will instantly solve all of our um, all of our problems, but that He'll be there with us even as we go through those problems. If you turn to God and look at Him instead of your fear, if you take refuge in Him, if you seek Him and put your trust in Him, you won't have to face those fearful times alone. Instead, God will be with you to provide you strength and comfort through the whole thing. So I wanted to conclude with this quick thought. The three things that I want to challenge you to do over this next week. Anytime that you start to feel worried or fearful of what's going on, because sometimes those thoughts just kind of sneak up on us and all of a sudden we're starting to get stressed about them. Um, Anytime that happens during this next week, I want you to instead do these three things. One, pause. So just take a breath, take a moment. Stop what you're doing, stop letting your brain just race and just pause. Number two, turn. So what I mean here is that I want you to stop what you're doing, pause, but then turn away from that fear. Stop looking at it, stop following it where it's wanting to lead you. And then three, choose to trust. Choose to trust in God. Put your trust in Him. And that can be hard, but ultimately, what I'm saying is turn to Him and say, God, I need your help because I'm afraid. It's okay to admit it. And it's good to ask Him to help you to not have fear. So let me pray, and then we're going to have a special guest right after I finish. So here we go. God, I pray for these students and adults that are here tonight. I pray that you would help them to really be able to uh, turn away from their fear and instead turn to you, that they would find their refuge in you, they would find their hope in you and their strength in you, and that no matter what happens over the next few weeks, that you would be with them and that you would help them to find strength and peace during this time. In your name I pray. Amen. All right, we're going to have a special guest now, and she's been preparing all day long. And our special guest now is the one, the only Emma Gorod with a flute solo. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Next time we'll be going extended length on that one, and she'll be going for that full 40-minute flute solo. Should be a great time. Um, I'm for some reason I lost my chat, so I'm gonna just type something into chat really quick and see if it picks it up. So I'm gonna say hello to all my potato friends. May the tubers be with you. And we'll see if that reconnects me to chat or not. I'm not sure. Lacey, I know that she was going to put in something in your chat just to kind of help us out as we go along to try to help with. So you're not sitting. I'm not sitting and waiting for answers. But the problem is I can't see your answers. So I'm going to try one more thing and see if I can reset my chat without completely messing everything up. I don't know that I can. We will see though, because I'm about to try. Hey, there it is. All right, now we're back with chat. That's perfect. I'll be able to see what you guys are saying, and that way I'll know your answers to these questions. Most evenings we're going to take a moment. We're going to give you a chance to answer a few questions because we want to converse with you and allow you to converse with us in a way. So we always going to start with a kind of just a fun question, and the fun question for the night is, what's the funniest clean joke that you know by heart? And when you get that, why don't you just type that into chat, and that way we can all see that, and that way we can laugh along with you a little bit. I'll tell you the one that always comes to mind when somebody asks me to tell a joke, and it was one of the first long jokes I ever learned. And it goes like this: there's two guys and they're talking, and as they're talking about how um, life is going. One of the guys is talking about, well, it's been a rough week because I was cleaning my house the other day, and I always start by cleaning my nightstand, and my lighter fluid was out in my lighter, and so I opened up the lid and I poured in lighter fluid. But what I didn't notice is I had accidentally spilled some lighter fluid on the table. And so then I went around cleaning some more, and I decided it was time to let little Petey the parrot have his moment and let him fly around for a little bit to get some exercise. So I let Petey the parakeet out, and as he did so, he started flying around like normal until he spotted that lighter fluid, and he landed right on the table, and he started drinking it really, really fast to the point that he, um, I thought he was going to die instantly, but he didn't. So I ran over to grab him to try to get him to stop. And before I could, he took off flying and he just zoomed across the room and he zoomed the other way and he kept on zooming around and around and around until finally he went clear into the bathroom, ran into the mirror and smacked into it and fell into the sink. And the other guy looked at him. He said, "Oh no, is Petey okay?" The first guy says, "Yeah, he just ran out of gas." That's my favorite joke. I still haven't seen any of yours in there, so maybe you're not quite there yet. But that's the first question that we have tonight. The second question, um, Zane put in, I have many jokes about unemployed people. Unfortunately, none of them work. That's a good one. Um, So if you have jokes you want to throw in there, feel free to throw them in there. If I see them, I'll read them to you. Otherwise, I'm going to ask the second question of the night, which is, how are you doing? How are you actually doing? Um, this question and the next two are really, really connected with one another. We want to know how you're doing. We want to know how we can pray for you, and we want to know what your biggest need is right now. We're asking this so that we can write it down. We can be praying for it as your leaders and even as your pastor, so that um, that way we can be helping with what's going on and really lifting you up to God. So I'm going to read a couple of, hey, Jake just showed up. I'm assuming that's Jake Mudman. Um, anyway, so I'll read some of the answers as they come up. We're getting some of the joke ones now. So we've got Melanie saying, what is it called when someone is afraid of giants? And then we have Clara says, why do actors tell you to break a leg? Oh, Lacey says it's Jasper. I don't know. So Melanie's was, what is it called when someone is afraid of giants? And she said, fee-fi phobia. Ha 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 ha. That's a very funny one. I'm still waiting for Clara's answer though, which is to the question of why do actors tell you to break a leg? Um, and apparently Zane really wants some mud. So, oh, Jasper's not Mudman, so I was right. It was Jake. Um, every play has a cast. That's why actors tell you to break a leg. Good one, good one. So when you get a moment, also type in what your prayer request is, um, and then we will pray for those things for you over the week. And if you have any needs or anything else that you'd like to mention, I know it's kind of a public chat room, but there's not. It's just people from our church right now here, so um, obviously use your discretion. um, yeah, Jake and Jasper are twins, and they look exactly alike. I just wish I could remember what birthday was whose birthday, because I know they're born on different days. Let's see. I'll give you another about 30 seconds, and then we'll move on to our next game. Oh, Karen has one from Reagan. What is yellow and lumpy and smells like a zebra? Lion puke. I like that one. That was a winner right there. If I was giving away quarantine points for this one, I think that would get the quarantine point so far. That's pretty funny. I'm wondering if Reagan made that up herself or if she heard that one from somewhere. But either way, it's very funny. Give you about 15 more seconds and we'll see if anybody writes anything. I know getting used to a delay is a lot stranger, but maybe this is how it is in youth group and I just don't notice it yet that that you guys are sitting there blankly staring at me. Then again, I also know the many times that I've sat into streams, sometimes I'm off doing other things rather than paying attention, or sometimes it's hard to chat or whatever, so it might be difficult for you to do so. So as we move along, we're going to play another game, and this game again will involve you getting um, Clara said Karen is making meat eater jokes. uh, all right, so we're going to move on and do a game where it's called On This Day. Oh, Lacey has a prayer request. It says, oh, and Karen does too. Karen's praying for everyone to get well. It's a good one. And then Lacey says that her marathon's been postponed or canceled. That's to be determined. So she's been pretty sad about that. She just found that out today. And apparently our kids are a little behind. We all know that. All right, so here we go. We're going to do our game. Our game is called On This Day. And On This Day is all about you trying to figure out what happened on this day in history on a certain year. And feel free to cheat if you really want to. I don't really care. But I'm going to give you the year. You already, um, we already know the day, March 18th. But on March 18th, 1776, something happened, and it's shown in this picture. And we're going to see if you can figure it out. Jake doesn't need to watch his language, he needs to watch his spelling. All right, so look at that picture and you tell me. I'm fixing it. There we go. We should be back now. Um, I know it's glitchy. It's just one of those issues. I saw you guys saying that. Somebody said Declaration Act, declaratory. The penny looks nice. So basically, what it was is this was 1776 was when the Parliament repealed the Stamp Act, and it was a year after they enacted it. It was a tax on the colonies for paper products, and it was the first big step toward America deciding to get away from the British. So that's the first one. And now we're going to go to the second one, which is this picture right here. So in 1965, this day in 1965, this happened. And we'll see if you guys can get this one right. And I'll continue watching to make sure that there's not any issues. But by the way, thank you for hanging in there. I know that the internet is a little weird around here, and the Golden Dale doesn't have the best internet. But um, so I'm showing you this picture. Let's see if you can guess. And if you first person to type in the Stamp Act is repealed, will get the quarantine point. I still haven't seen that yet. So if you want to type that, you can. And I'm going to give about 15 seconds after I pause here, and then I'll give you the answer to this and see if anybody gets this one right. Planting corn on the moon. Nope. Oh, Karen Austin with the point. It is the first spacewalk. This is Alexei Leonov, who became the first person to walk in space. The Russians were trying to win the space race, and on this day, 55 years ago, Alexei took the first walk in space, lasting over 12 minutes. So good job, Karen. You get the quarantine point for that one. And I see Clara chimed in with the Stamp Act, so she gets the point for the first one. And we're going to move on to our last picture on this day in 1990. And I know it's going to look weird because this picture I wanted to just kind of keep off centered. So everybody's trying to get that Stamp Act now. So on this day in 1990, what happened? Let's see if you can get it. I think this can be a hard one, but maybe you're smart enough to piece it together. We'll see. Um, oh, Lacey has the notes. She's a cheater. We knew that a long time ago, but that's okay. Even if she didn't have the notes, she probably would have cheated in some other way. So let's see if you could guess this one. I'll give it another about 10 seconds and then I'll start telling you the answer. And again, if you get it, then first one to get it gets it. So whether you cheated or not. So in 1990, the biggest art theft in the United States. Oh, I'm going to give James this point. He said a piece of art was stolen. The first The biggest art theft in United States history occurred on this day in 1990. Over 500 million in art was stolen. 13 works of art were stolen in total, including from such renowned artists as Rembrandt, Degas, and Manet. So it was a very, very bad day for that studio. All right, so I'm going to turn my camera back on, and I'm going to turn this off. And I want to talk to you a little bit as we get toward the end of this. We just have a couple more things to do, and then we're going to jump ship. But I wanted to talk to you tonight a little bit about kind of where we're going. People are retracting their messages. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of information now. I'm lost without having an announcement time, I guess. I don't know. It was my one job. Who knew that that would be the one part of my job that I would miss so much? But I want to kind of talk about what our plans are going forward. Hello, Patty Householder. It's good to have you here. Um, we're going to continue to do a live stream every Wednesday at 7 p.m., same time every week on YouTube. If we feel like that this is really beneficial and you guys are wanting more, we can always add another separate time. But for now, 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, we'll be here on YouTube throughout the quarantine time, earning you those quarantine points. So make sure you set some kind of a reminder either on your phone or to put in um, to put in like a ring the bell thing on our church's YouTube page so that you know when we go live, so you get those notifications. In order to do that, you have to subscribe first, but to the channel. But that's kind of what we're going to be doing. Is 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, same time as youth group. We'll be doing this. And yeah, adults that are normally not at youth group, you are more than welcome to be here, and you're more than welcome to chat along. We don't mind at all. We understand that it's a difficult time where it's hard to because you're kind of stuck with who you're stuck with, and so it's kind of fun to be around other people, even for short periods of time. So you're more than welcome to be here and talk. Um, our church will be doing Sunday morning services online for you to check out. So if you're with your family or by yourself, you can watch those. We're also looking at doing a drive-in church service here at our church, which would be basically be you drive here, you park in the parking lot, we'll have an FM station, and you turn on your radio, and we'll do worship, we'll do a service all from the roof. Not the main roof, but the roof, like the shorter roof above the library. And so keep your eyes peeled for that one. Um, thanks, Lacey. Stuck with me. For us, expect phone calls. That's what I would like to tell you. Expect phone calls. You're going to get contacted, hopefully from your small group leaders over the um, next week or so. They're supposed to be making contact with you regularly, praying for you, and things like that. You're going to get phone calls, text messages, social media messages. We'll do some lives on Facebook as well as Instagram. Probably Instagram, not Facebook for us. And even old fashioned um, even old fashioned mailers will be done as well. So we'll be getting those to you. If you haven't given us your information, if we don't know it, then we're not going to be able to get a hold of you. So if you want to, my contact number is there. You can text me your phone number or email me, and that way we kind of know where you're at. We're also on Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram if you want to join us there. Um, is it too late to turn back from that decision? I don't know what decision you're referring to, but probably it is too late. Let's just be honest. It's always too late once the decision has been made. Um, Next week, we will be introducing at least one new way that we're going to trying to connect together. So keep your eyes and your ears peeled for that. Um, And we're just going to take one last moment together and ask God to help us to trust Him and keep our eyes off of fear this coming week. And right after we do, we're going to do something that we're going to do at the end of every stream. And so you're going to just hang out and help me out for just a second. But I'm going to pray, and then we'll finish with our last activity of the night. Here we go. Dear God, thank you for this group of people that have joined us tonight as a church. Even though we're online and even though we're separated by 40 seconds, we're still together. And I pray that you would help give peace and healing, that you would help relieve stress and anxiety, that any anger and chippiness that may be inherent in feeling stress at this time would go away, and that instead you would fill us all with your peace and comfort. Pray that you would help us to be people that love each other and care for each other during this time. Help us to find our strength in you. And as we go along in this week, if there's moments where fear rises in us, we pray that you would help us to turn and trust in you, find our refuge in you, knowing that you are stronger than any disease and stronger than any time where we are sequestered and pushed apart. And we pray that you would watch over each and every one of these people. In your name, I pray. Amen. So the last thing that we're going to do tonight is I thought it would be a little bit fun to have you rate the stream. And you can be as vicious as you want. I don't really care. You can be honest, you can be silly, but ultimately you don't have to even use I can do this. You don't even have to use this ranking system. I just want you to let us know what you thought of this stream, what we can do better if you want to, what we could do worse if you want to. If you have any ideas as far as any kind of bits that we can do during it, I'd love to hear those. And if you want to rate us on a scale of 1 to 10, you can do that as well. It's up to you. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds or 40 seconds from right now, and then I'm going to close and turn this off, and hopefully you'll have a great week and see you on Sunday for the stream with our church. So let's hear your ratings of this. And yeah, be sure to subscribe to our church page so you get the notifications for when we're streaming. Just there's a little bell icon, you just click on that and that helps. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? I don't know if that was falsetto, but it was really high up there. So probably Toby Mac level of skill singing right there. I got a smiley face with a good, James with a sick face. Dylan, hey, what's up? Yeah, we're just about wrapping up, but I'm glad you were able to join us for this. Lacey wants to add a worship song other than the one I sang. I can't believe that. Just the one issue with the delay, but no one can help that. That's true. But thank you for not just abandoning stream when that happened. Oh, hey, Ray, it's good to have you here too. I'm glad you were able to make it. And we miss all of you guys so much. And we hope that you stick with making sure that you're checking on one another and loving each other, and and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna conclude the stream now, and love you all, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. if not sooner.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.